At this point, we're all obsessed with demon movies, let's face it. We know it, there's no denying it. From possession to torment to psychological terror, we can't get enough of supernatural horror, and neither can Hollywood seemingly. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, we're going to be listing off some of the best, with our list of the top 5 scariest demon movies of all time. And warning, there will be spoilers, there always are. Before we begin though, I just want to make an announcement. The winner of our Lovecraft giveaway, prep for it, has yet to claim their prize. If we don't hear anything by Wednesday, we will be picking a new winner. Sorry, you're too slow. Alright, let's jump in. In at 5, The Conjuring. Look, guys, I tried my best to make this list an Ed and Lorraine Warren free zone, but I just couldn't, and I'm sorry. The Conjuring is great, we all know it. Released in 2013 and directed by James Wan, this supernatural horror follows the Perron family, who move into a farmhouse in Rhode Island and quickly discover they may not be alone. Unexplainable paranormal events begin to take place. During a game of hide and clap, the mother, Carolyn, becomes locked in a small room, discovering a basement that's been boarded up. I wonder why. Not only that, all the clocks stop exactly at 3:07 AM every night. Birds fly into the windows, their dog Sadie is found dead in the backyard, and one of the daughters, Christine, encounters an evil spirit that only she can see. And arguably the most frightening moment of the film, two of the children, Andrea and Cindy, are tormented by a demon on top of the wardrobe. After many restless nights, Carolyn contacts Ed and Lorraine Warren to take a look at the house. They arrive and quickly conclude that the house needs an exorcism, finding numerous reports of suicide and murder on the property. They discover a demon named Bathsheba is plaguing the property, even possessing Carolyn. The film is frightening, yet has a big heart. I mean, I shed a tear by the end of it, and that says a lot. Or does it? I don't know. At the moment, I'll cry at anything. But anyway, I digress. The film was such a success that it led to a sequel and a third in development. And of course, lots and lots of spin-offs. In at 4, Session 9. I can't say enough good things about Session 9. Released in 2001, this low-budget indie horror is absolutely terrifying. It's a psychological horror, and depending on how you interpret it, can definitely be classified as a supernatural film. The film takes place in a dilapidated mental hospital in Massachusetts, as a small asbestos removal company agreed to clean up the building within a week. During a survey of the hospital, one of the crew members, Gordon, begins to hear disembodied voices in the hallway, even greeting him by name. One crew member, Mike, finds a box of 9 tape sessions from a patient named Mary Hobbs, who suffered from dissociative identity disorder. He became engrossed by them, discovering something happened to Mary on Christmas night in Lowell almost 21 years ago. The tapes contain audio recordings from all of her different personalities: Bill, Simon, and the princess. During the 9th tape is when we first encounter the personality of Simon, a personality that the others didn't want to awaken. Without spoiling, it's truly horrifying and just downright frightening as hell. During this time, the other crew members are being tormented by an unknown entity, each of them becoming distrusting of the others, all of them slowly getting killed off. The end is a revelation, and a twist that I certainly didn't see coming. You have to watch, and like I said before, depending on how you interpret this film, it's by far one of the scariest demon films I've ever seen. In at 3, The Exorcist. I mean, of course, it's a classic, but although it is arguably the trailblazer of demon movies and one of the scariest films of all time, I just didn't have the heart to put it at number 1. We talk about it so much, we get it, it's great. Released in 1973, this supernatural film follows Reagan and her movie star mother, Chris McNeil. After playing with a Ouija board, Reagan begins to act strangely, making bizarre noises, stealing, and using obscene language. And during one of her mother's parties, pees on the floor in front of all the guests. Amazing party trick in my opinion. Chris takes her to a number of different physicians, but of course, nothing abnormal showed up during any of the tests. After countless visits, Chris is told to contact a priest, so she does just that. 2 priests are brought in, Father Merrin and Karis, during which time writing begins to show up on Reagan's stomach, spelling out, "Help me." The 2 perform an exorcism, and we all know what goes down there. Vomiting, levitation, violence, stabbing of the vagina. Great stuff. It's an intense film and still regarded as one of the best films of our time, deservedly so. At this point, if you haven't seen it, I really don't know what you're doing with your life. In at 2, The Babadook. Now, you may be wondering why I included this film on a demon list, but hear me out. Yes, The Babadook is a monster movie, but Mr. Babadook is a demon. Plain and simple. The film follows a 6-year-old boy Sam and his mother Amelia, a recent widow, who's struggling to cope with her son's behavioral issues. He becomes erratic, an insomniac, and obsessed with an imaginary monster named the Babadook, a tall, pale-faced humanoid creature with a top hat who torments its victims after they become aware of his existence. Sounds like a demon to me. Strange events begin to occur in the house, doors opening on their own, strange sounds. Not only that, but Amelia finds glass shards in her foot. Her mental state rapidly decays, she becomes aggressive and even threatens threatens her own son with a knife. In order to rid herself and her son of the creature, they must confront their worst fears, the death of her husband and Sam's dad. Eventually the Babadook retreats and they lock it in the basement, fleeing. The film is ultimately a story of a mother's love for her son and the depths of madness the mind can go to when suppressing emotions that you refuse to deal with. It's a masterpiece, truly. You need to watch it. And finally in at number 1, Rosemarys Baby. Because it's the best, plain and simple. No matter how many years passes by, Rosemarys Baby will forever remain one of the best horror films of all time. Released in 1968, this horror film follows a couple, Guy and Rosemary Woodhouse, who move into a new apartment in New York City. A friend tries to convince them not to take it, informing them of the owner's association with cannibalism and murder. Probably should have listened. Rosemary, who is a soon-to-be mother, begins to become paranoid of her overly friendly elderly neighbours, who she believes are hatching a satanic plot against her and her baby, and that her husband may be involved. Rosemary goes into labour, but upon waking up is informed that her baby is dead, which she refuses to believe. And she is right. She finds her baby and quickly learns that her husband is not the father, and instead, her baby is the son of the devil. Nightmare. It's a classic film about paranoia, women's liberation, Christianity and the occult. For horror lovers out there, it is a must watch. Well, there we have it. Have you seen these demon films? Which is your favourite? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below and perhaps we can do a part 2. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.